Hi, and welcome to Moodle. Today we're going to go over the Moodle Gradebook. We're going to cover creating categories, creating grade items, creating bonus items, and how to manually enter grades into the gradebook. So, let's get started. To begin, let's go ahead and log into our course. Once I'm in my course, I'm going to scroll down to the administration block, and I'm going to click on Grades. This will take me to the gradebook. Now you can see a list of all the students in your course, as well as a list of all of the assessments that you have in your course. But before we get into this view, I want to go ahead and click on Categories and Items. You can select Categories and Items from the drop-down menu by clicking one of these two, or click this tab, Categories and Items. The Categories and Items page is a simple way for you to quickly see what assessments are in your course and also their point value. You can see here that I've got critique assignment number 1 worth 100 points, quiz number 1 worth 100 points, week 1 discussion worth 20, critique assignment number 2 for 100 points, and exam number 1 for 100 points, and the course total is 420. However, I think it'd be really nice if we can make this as simple for the students as possible, so they don't get confused. And right now, all of my assessments are out of order, they're all spread out from each other, so let's go ahead and group them all together. In order for us to group these assessments together, we're going to use categories. So let's create our first category. I'm going to scroll down to Add Category, and in the top here, I'm going to give it a name, and go ahead and click Save Changes. You can see I now have an assignments category. However, I do need to change something. Instead of this being simple weighted means of grades, I want to change it to sum of grades. Sum of grades is actually going to add up everything that's going to be in the category for me. So once I do that, you'll see the 100 that was over here now changed to 0 because there's nothing in the assignments category. So let's go ahead and put some things in there. I'm going to take the critique assignment number 1 and number 2 and I'm going to put them into the assignments category. To do that quickly, I'll click on their select box, scroll down a little bit, and from the Move Select Items to drop-down menu, I'll choose Assignments. When the page refreshes, you can see that I have critique assignment number 1 and number 2, and my category total changed to 200 points. I'm going to go ahead and create other categories for the quizzes and for discussion boards. I'll see you in a second. Alright, now we've got our assignments category, our quizzes category, and our discussions category. But I've got a week 2 discussion that should be showing up in the gradebook, and it's not. Let's go take a look and see what's going on. I'm going to go over to week 2, scroll down, and there's my week 2 discussion. Why isn't it showing up in the gradebook? Did I make it gradable? I'll click on the settings. I'll go ahead and expand all. And I'll take a look down here. And my aggregate type is no ratings. Well, that's the problem. That's why it's not showing up in the gradebook. I'm going to change this to sum of ratings. And I'm going to give it a grade of 20 points, just like the other. I'll go ahead and save and return to course. And now I'm going to go right back to my gradebook. Click on Categories and Items again. And there's my week 2 discussion, but it's not in my discussions category. I'm going to go ahead and put it in there now. Move to discussions. When the page refreshes, there it is, week 2 discussion and week 1 discussion. Now I'm going to go ahead and reorder it. I'm going to click on the move icon. I'll scroll down here and you can see week 2 discussion is the one that I'm going to move, and I'm going to put it right below the week 1 discussion. Let's scroll back down and take a look. Sure enough, they're all in order. My point value is adding up correctly and my course total is increased. But what about if your students are doing something in class, like a presentation? It's nothing that they upload to Moodle. It's nothing that they're taking in Moodle, like a quiz. It's no discussion that's happening inside of Moodle. This is something happening outside of Moodle. How do we get that into the gradebook? Well, the easiest way to do that is to create a manually graded item. We'll scroll down here to add grade item. And let's say they're actually going to be doing a presentation. So I will give it a title and a maximum grade value. Let's say 40 points. And this grade category, I'm going to go ahead and put it into assignments. Save changes. And when the page refreshes, you can see we now have our presentation, 40 points, and now it's adding up to a total of 240. That's our 2 assignments and our 1 presentation. You know, I want to be a little more specific with my students about what the title of that is, so I'm going to go ahead and click the Edit button. Change this to Oral Presentation and save changes. And you can see now it's changed. Alright, let's talk about bonus points. Now, bonus points, or extra credit, can be a little bit tricky in Moodle because you don't want the points to add up into the course total. So to get around adding up into the course total, we're going to begin by creating a category. We'll call this bonus points, and we will give it the aggregation of sum of grades and save changes. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a grade item. And let's say I'm going to give people bonus points for a quiz. So I'll call it quiz bonus points. And my maximum grade, this is the maximum amount of points that I'm going to give students. I can go 1 to 100, and then I'm going to fill in those points later. I'm just going to go ahead and say 5 is the max bonus points for this. And for the grade category, I'm going to go ahead and put it in bonus points. And there it is, my bonus points and quiz bonus points. But my course total has increased by 5, and that's the same amount as the bonus points. There's a problem here because I don't want my course total to increase. I just want to give students some extra points, just kind of bump them up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the extra credit box for the category of bonus points. I'm going to go ahead and save changes. And as I scroll back down, you'll see that this is back to 480. This extra credit column is what pulls something out of the course total. I'm going to make one more bonus point for students who do really well on their oral presentations. So I'm going to scroll down to add a grade item. I'll give them a total of 10. And this time I'm actually going to put it into assignments. Now you can see that my course total has bumped up to 490. I want to go ahead and change that. And I'll change the presentation bonus points to an extra credit. Now take a look at the category total here of 250. As soon as I click extra credit and scroll down and hit save changes, that goes back to 240. So there's 2 ways that you can actually do bonus points. One is to put it into a category and make it an extra credit item, or create a bonus points category and make the category extra credit. Either way works. Just make sure that your course total is not inflated by the bonus points offered. Now let's go ahead and enter some grades. Well, here we are back at the grader report, and I got here by going to the View tab at the top of the page. Once this page loads, I can see that I've got my critique assignment number 1, assignment number 2, and each of those columns have scores in them. Now, those got there because I went into the assignment itself and I graded in the assignment. Students uploaded their papers and I graded there in Moodle in the assignment. Immediately after I grade those items in Moodle, they get transferred over into the gradebook. However, I've got this oral presentation right over here. Remember, we created this as a manually entered grade item, right? So we've got to enter grades into this. Here's how you do that. Go up and turn editing on. And you can see our view changes a little bit. And now we've got all of these text boxes that we can enter our scores into. I'm going to go ahead and click on this. This student got a 40. This one got a 35. This one got a 38. This student got a 40. This student, well, they didn't do so good. They got a 15. But instead of typing it into this box, I want to show you what I can do. I'm going to click on this Edit Grade, and it brings me up a whole page. So I can put 15 here, and I can leave a little comment for them. And I can click Save Changes, and this will show up in the student's grade. You know, it's great that I can add a comment into one student, but it would get really tiresome for me to click on the edit icon with each student. So let me show you a quick shortcut. I'm going to go up here to My Preferences, and I'm going to scroll all the way down under General to Show Quick Feedback. By default, it's set to No. I'm going to set it to Yes. Save Changes. And now you can see there's a text box next to each score. And in this text box it says, "Nice attempt, but poor oral presentation skills." I can type into this text box the comments that I have for the student. And once I hit return, they should save. I'm going to go ahead and turn editing back off now. Well, that about covers it for the gradebook. You now know how to create categories, how to create grade items, how to create manually graded items, some bonus points, and how to enter grades manually into the gradebook. I would encourage you to take a look at the settings and also your preferences. There may be a few things in there that might help you out, or things that you might want to change and tweak depending on your needs. Thanks for watching, and happy Moodling!